There's no shortage of apps that you can use from the App Store to brainstorm or collaborate or come up with ideas, whether it's on your own or with someone else. Well, Apple just released iOS 16.2 along with some other software updates for the rest of its hardware, and with it comes Freeform, Apple's latest app. I'm Jason Cipriani, and in this ZDNet video, I'm going to show you how to get started with Freeform, but also try to address the question of what exactly is it and who is it for? All right, after you install iOS 16.2, iPadOS 16.2, or macOS 13.1, you'll have a new app icon on your device, and that is Freeform. That is Apple's new app, and that's what we're talking about here today. And what you can do before hiding that app or deleting it, uninstalling it, and just forgetting about it is give it a chance. Maybe it'll click for you. Maybe it's something that will work for you and help you brainstorm ideas or come up with ideas with friends and colleagues at work. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open up Freeform on my iPad Pro here. And I have a few boards already created. The first time you open Freeform, you'll see a blank screen, and there's a bunch of dots on here. And here's the general layout of Freeform. So in the bottom left-hand corner, you have a zoom percentage. Right now it's at 100, and you could actually zoom out quite a bit. Right now it says 10%, but if I was adding to this board, these are limitless. So treat this like a whiteboard that spans your wall, but as you need to go to the edge of the whiteboard and keep going, it automatically expands out. So you can keep adding to this whiteboard or this board in order to use as much space as you want. You can also zoom all the way in. 400% is as far as you can go, but I'll get it back to maybe 100% here or thereabout. All right. You can hide the dot grid. That's in the menu up here. You could hide the grid and just have a blank canvas, or you could have the grid at all times. The top row here is where you'll have icons for Apple Pencil. So if you're using the Apple Pencil on an iPad that is compatible with Apple Pencil to write or draw, you can do that. On the iPhone or Mac, you use your finger or the mouse respectively. You could add a sticky note, and you could drag and drop these items around, anything you add in here. Even handwritten text, you can drag and drop. You can add a shape. There's over 700 shapes here, and you could select one of those or drag and drop it in. You could also resize it. You could have it layered on top of an object or behind an object, and you can change that here. Or you can add a text box if you wanted to type something in. And last but not least, you can add photos, videos, documents, which you could use you can use your camera to scan it, or you could insert links, which will give a web preview of a link, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. Or you could insert files from other apps, such as the Files app. Right. As you saw just a second ago, when I moved the shirt behind the sticky note, you can actually edit objects pretty easily. So you tap on them to bring up the handles for you to resize or move stuff around. But you also brings up a menu here, and I could change the color of the shirt if I wanted to, black, red, whatever. You could add a border, and you can change the thickness of the border. You can add text. If I wanted to add text in this specific instance, the t-shirt, I can. I could duplicate an object. I can delete it. So when you hit the three dot icon, you have some extra options there. You can add a description. You could cut it. You could move it so it's on a different layer. You could break apart the object or the shape so you have each different part of what that makes that shape. Like for example, the collar here on the shirt broke apart from the t-shirt itself. You can make that a different color if you wanted to, put it somewhere else. You can get real creative with this, and as you can see, it's still hidden behind the sticky note instead of being on top like the t-shirt was. Now you can also share boards within the Freeform app and collaborate with friends and family members or even colleagues at work. If you're both actively inside a board at the same time, you can see what the other person is doing, and the option to get on a FaceTime call, whether it be video or only audio, is there as well. So you can talk as you work through and brainstorm or come up with ideas. If you want to share a board, you tap on the share sheet up here, select the app or the contact you want to send it to. There are some privacy options you can select as well here at the top. Only invite people, or who can access, you can tap on that link there and then access to only invited. Who can access it is only invited people or anyone with the link. And then you can make it view only or give everyone edit privileges. And I've actually created, during the beta process, I created a public board that I shared on Twitter, and it's still live, it's still open. I'll include a link in the description for you to join the board if you want to test out Freeform and see how it works. You could go and add, just say where you're from, put your name, whatever, on the board. So you can see here, you have still options here. I can message the participants, I can make an audio call, a video call, or manage any of the privacy settings. But before you can share, you need to go into the Settings app, go to iCloud, tap on iCloud. So you tap on your name, then iCloud, and then Show All under which apps are using iCloud, and then Freeform will be a new option here. This defaults to off, at least it did during the beta, so just make sure that's turned on. Without that turned on, you won't be able to share and collaborate on boards within the Freeform app, and you'll want to follow that same process across all the devices you're using Freeform on. So as you can see here, I've had a little bit of fun with this Freeform board, and actually here is what it looks like when you add a link. You can see there's a preview. I'm trying to figure out how to use an Anchor power station to charge my Tesla while on the go. I actually ordered this adapter. It did not work, so now I'm waiting on that adapter here. All right, so that's the very general basics of what you can do in Freeform and the boards and how to share them, how to manipulate different objects and items. There's a lot of advanced features such as being able to mask a shape or an object with a photo, things like that. But I think the bigger question here is it's been about 2 months, 6 weeks, close to 2 months since Freeform first launched, and I've had it installed on the beta. I've been using it or trying to use it, and for me, it's just not clicking yet, and I can't figure out what it's going to take, if it ever will be an app that I think, yep, I need to go to Freeform and create a board and work on that in order to figure out the process or the steps I need to take or whatever it is, brainstorm and come up with ideas. For me, it's always been Apple's Notes app when I want to do something like that. And I think part of the reason why is because it's in linear form. It's top to bottom. You go through your ideas, and as you work through it, just continues to go. Where this can get a little chaotic in the fact that you can branch off and go this way and do something with an idea, or branch off and go that way and do something with an idea. And for me, in the way I usually brainstorm, it feels very chaotic and a little messy. Now, people who use mind mapping apps, I think, will find a use for Freeform, or at least feel comfortable with using it as a first-party app. But what I'm more interested in is hearing from you guys and how, once you have access to Freeform, how you begin to use it in your daily workflow or maybe weekly workflow. And in what ways you're using it, in what ways you find it useful. Because right now, for me, I'm probably sticking to Apple's Notes app instead of making the jump to Freeform. And maybe I'm just thinking about it all wrong. I've talked to a lot of people about how they've used it or plan to use it, and it still just doesn't click to me. Yeah, so I want to hear what you guys think. Leave a comment and let me know once you start using Freeform what you think about it. For me, right now, where it's at is Apple's Notes app, and I think that's where it's going to be for the foreseeable future. All right, so now you've learned the basics of Freeform. We've kind of talked about who it's for, and you realize that it's probably not for me, and I want to learn more about it. So hopefully you leave a comment if you're someone who finds the appeal of Freeform and lets me know what it is and how you're using it. Once again, I'm Jason Cipriani. Thanks for watching this ZDNet video. Make sure to check out zdnet.com for more tips and tech news just like this.